Ethel Schwabacher, painter of abstract epics. Produced by Tobin Reese Fine Art. Buying and selling the works of Ethel Schwabacher. When the Denver Art Museum presented the historic exhibition Women of Abstract Expressionism in 2016, a bold and stirring painting titled Antigone was installed at the entrance of the exhibition. 7 feet wide and dominated by tones of red, black, and gold, Antigone presents ragged, looming forms that create a mood of epic tragedy. Who was the artist who painted this powerful canvas named after a legendary Greek heroine? Her name was Ethel Schwabacher. Born Ethel Kremer in 1903, she made her first paintings at the age of 5 in the garden of this home in Pelham. Her Jewish parents, Eugene Kremer and Agnes Oppenheimer, provided their family with an affluent lifestyle that fostered creativity. Ethel attended the prestigious Horace Mann School and then enrolled in the Art Students League at the age of 15. She took classes with the anatomy expert George Bridgman and studied sculpture for 9 years with Robert Laurent. Ethel turned to painting after a series of traumas, including her father's death in 1920, transformed the life of her family. When her brother became deeply mentally ill, the entire family entered psychoanalysis. During this period, Ethel studied painting with the European modernist Max Weber and had her first encounter with the Armenian-American painter Arshlle Gorky. In the mid-1920s, after her analyst, Dr. Bernard Gluck, left for Europe, Ethel was overcome with feelings of abandonment. She followed Dr. Gluck to Europe, where she remained for 6 years, living in Austria and France. She then returned to New York in 1934 and married Wolf Schwabacher, an attorney who represented creative and literary figures. Ethel reconnected with Gorky in 1936, studying at his studio and visiting museums with him. Painting both in her New York apartment and her family's farm in Pennington, New Jersey, Ethel began to abstract the forms of plants and animals. Her husband Wolf once roped a bowl to a tree at her request so she could paint it. Inspired by Gorky's work, she began to let drips and flows of paint suggest unconscious forces. Years of intensive psychoanalysis, both in the United States and in Europe, had familiarized Ethel with Freudian theories of the unconscious. Her increasingly urgent abstract paintings, including a series of odes to her husband Wolf, who died in 1951, represented her attempts to expose her tumultuous inner life. Ethel's vibrant abstractions, often painted to loud classical music, gained her the attention of the noted art dealer Betty Parsons, who gave Ethel a series of shows in the 1950s. In 1957, the publication of her biography of Arshlle Gorky established Ethel as a literary figure and a witness to the development of American abstract art. Active as a painter into her 70s, Ethel explored classical myths by painting heroic figures and then turned to pastel when arthritis forced her to work on a smaller scale. In a 1972 interview, she told a reporter, "I was striving toward an epic style. I won't say I have achieved it. That would be pompous." The publication of Ethel's journals after her death in 1984 has further demonstrated her sensitivity and ability to persist as an artist in the face of life's challenges.